In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 reasons why I believe Planning Center Services is the best piece of software for worship leaders who want to keep their ministry organized. Planning Center makes it so easy for worship leaders to accomplish their primary administrative tasks, including scheduling musicians, creating practice resources, and of course, creating service plans. I've been using Planning Center for over 7 years now, and I cannot imagine my worship ministry without it. So keep watching this video because not only are you going to learn about the benefits of the software, but you're also going to see that even the smallest of worship ministry on the smallest of budgets can utilize the full power of this software starting today. This video is brought to you by Worship Leader School, where you're going to find the essential training, advice, and support you need to plan and lead worship, as well as to grow and develop yourself as a worship leader. Go to worshipleaderschool.com to learn more. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jake Goslin. I'm the creator of Churchfront.com, an online resource for innovative and creative church leaders. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can receive all of our latest content to help you grow yourself and grow your church. Make sure you also check out the show notes below this video for some great free tools and resources for your worship ministry. In the year 2011, which seems like forever ago, I was hired for the first time as a part-time worship leader. Up until then, I had spent about 4 years leading worship as a volunteer, and finally I had arrived in a position where I had to take things a little bit more seriously, and I especially needed to make sure I stay organized. And I remember on the first day of work, my pastor came into my new office and he said, "Hey, we use Planning Center Services to plan our worship services and to keep all of our volunteer scheduling in teams organized." And I had never heard of Planning Center up until that point. And it only took a couple days of me dabbling in Planning Center for me to discover how powerful it was and how much it was going to make my life easier as a worship leader. And now, after using this software in worship ministry for over 7 years, I see this software just as important as Gmail or Dropbox or any other comparable project management software out there. And of course, this software is specifically applicable for those of us leading worship, but man, I think it's just such an indispensable tool for our worship ministry. And just to make it clear, I'm not sponsored by Planning Center. I don't have an affiliate relationship with them. I'm just a huge fan of this tool, and I think more worship leaders need to be using it. You see, because last week I ran a poll on my YouTube channel asking you whether or not you're using Planning Center Services to stay organized. And of the 250 responses I got, 1/3 of you are not. So 2/3 are using Planning Center Services, 1/3 are not. And I'm a little bit surprised by that. I thought it was going to be closer to like 75% or even 80% are using Planning Center Services. So that's why in the rest of this video, I want to walk you through, especially those of you not using Planning Center, I want to walk you through the major benefits of using this software in your worship ministry. So here's the first reason why I think you should be using Planning Center. It's budget friendly and even free. Even if you're in a situation right now where maybe you're a solo worship leader, or maybe you only have less than 5 people in your worship and tech team, because maybe it's 2 musicians and 2 people who run tech. If you have less than 5 people who are regularly serving in these capacities at your church, you can use Planning Center for free. You can use the full power and capability of the software for nothing. So financially speaking, there's no legitimate barrier there for getting started with it. And even if you do have a team of, let's say, 10 people to 25 people, to use Planning Center, it's only going to cost you $14 a month, which for that price point, it's not nothing, but sure ain't much. And as your worship ministry grows, this pricing plan will grow with you. And I think the rates are incredibly fair for the amount of value you get from this software. Reason number 2 you should use Planning Center is for managing your song library. One of the most important things we do as worship leaders is we manage and organize the library of songs that our churches are singing week in and week out. And rather than just having paper copies of a bunch of songs in a file cabinet somewhere, it's much better to have a digital database song library where you're going to be able to keep everything organized. And Planning Center makes this really easy to do. You can directly import songs from CCLI's database, which makes reporting your use of those songs much easier. You can also categorize the different songs in your libraries according to genre, themes, tempo, and other things that just help you find the particular songs you want for a particular spot in a worship service. You can even run reports on how many times you may have sung a particular song over the past months or years. And as worship leaders, this data can come in handy for us to know what songs our congregation maybe is most familiar with, or which songs they're not familiar with, and we might want to repeat a little bit more. So that's one of my favorite features of Planning Center, is having this song library in one place online, and you can create a bunch of different unique and helpful data points from it. Reason number 3 you should be using Planning Center services is the lyric and chord editor. As a worship leader, you must be providing your team with accurate and high quality chord charts. And you also want to have the flexibility to alter these chord charts, such as transposing them on the fly. That's why I don't recommend just attaching PDF files to songs within Planning Center, because you can't just alter those on the fly nearly as easily. There have been so many times where I've had to transpose something on the fly, and because I have the raw text of the chord chart within Planning Center, changing the key or making any other alterations to the chart is really quick and simple. It's also important to upload the raw MP3 files of legally purchased music for your band to practice along with. Even though Planning Center can do it, I don't recommend just linking songs to Spotify or YouTube where they can stream it, because often with that you don't have the capability to transpose those songs, and half the time the arrangements aren't even the proper arrangement to go along with the chord chart. So buy the song legally from iTunes or Amazon, and that's going to give you the ability to upload the MP3 file, and then you can transpose it so they can practice the song at home. And make sure you have the CCLI rehearsal license or something comparable so they can do this legally. Reason number 4 Planning Center is a great tool is for scheduling and communicating with your team. Scheduling our team members and communicating with them throughout the week can be one of the biggest headaches for worship leaders, but Planning Center makes this process really easy. Within seconds, you can import people into your Planning Center account. You can assign them to particular teams or positions within your ministry, and then when you're looking at a weekly service plan, you can easily add them to a particular role for a particular week. Planning Center is then going to prepare some email notifications or even in-app notifications to invite those people to serve in your worship service. All they have to do then is press accept or decline. And you can even create automated reminders for people who have accepted to serve on a particular day. So then a couple days before worship service or before a rehearsal, they'll automatically get a message to be like, hey, make sure you're prepped for rehearsal or for our worship gathering this week. And of course, like any other communication platform, it only works in so much as people actually use it. So make it a clear requirement and expectation to your team to actually check their email or to download the app on their smartphone and make sure notifications are on. Many times I've heard the excuse from worship leaders that sounds something like this: oh, we can never use Planning Center because my team never checks their email. It's not really a valid excuse. Have you ever made it clear to them as their leader that it's an expectation for them to use their email or to use the Planning Center app? Ask yourself that question. Make sure you set the expectations for them as their leader, because you want to get everybody on board with using this as your central hub for worship ministry communication. And even if you have a harder time with some folks, you can just be proactive and text them or Snapchat them or whatever they're doing to be like, hey, go into Planning Center and let me know if you can serve for these times. But with all that said, Planning Center will make your life so much easier when it comes to scheduling your team members and communicating with them. Reason number 5 why I love Planning Center is the ability to create worship service plans. As worship leaders, we need to approach our worship gatherings with some sort of plan. Of course, things do not always go according to plan, and we do need to be flexible to the leading of the Holy Spirit within our worship gatherings. But when we look at the book of Corinthians, for example, Paul makes it clear to the church in Corinth that, hey, when you approach worship, it needs to be done in an orderly fashion, because God is a God of peace, not a God of confusion. So Planning Center will help you plan worship services in a way to eliminate confusion. The service plan feature of this software makes it really easy to lay out what's happening when and who's responsible for leading what. It's also really important for worship leaders to be collaborating with the other leaders on their church staff and having a central place where everybody can log on to this cloud-based software and alter the worship service or make comments or have discussion about it. It's just super helpful with collaborating in a team environment. And then at our church, always a half hour before the service, we run through the plan to make sure that everybody is on the same page, and then we say our final prayer before worship begins. Reason number 6 why Planning Center is a great tool is the integrations feature. Planning Center plays really well with the other pieces of software that we use in our worship ministries, including CCLI, Pro Presenter, Praise Charts, Essential Worship, Worship Together, the Worship Initiative, a lot of those websites where you can find some great song resources. These integrations may not seem like a big deal, but they're going to save you a whole lot of time, especially when it comes to those repetitive tasks of importing songs or building your Pro Presenter playlist. It's really, really valuable to have this integration functionality. And of course, Planning Center Services integrates beautifully with all of the other Planning Center apps you can use for church management. And I highly recommend that you and your church leadership team look into using Planning Center, not only for your worship gatherings, but for check-ins, registrations, giving, and all the other important stuff that we need to do as churches. I've used a handful of other church management software that's out there, and hands down, Planning Center is the most powerful, yet the most user-friendly. I don't know what it is. I compare Planning Center to like the Apple of the church management software world. And if you are ready to utilize the power of Planning Center for your worship ministry, I want to invite you to check out worshipleaderschool.com. And within Worship Leader School, I have a course that walks you through the essentials of Planning Center for worship. What questions do you have about using Planning Center for your worship gatherings? Make sure you let me know below in the comments, and let me know if you use Planning Center at your church and what are your favorite features about this software. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up button and share it with other friends in ministry. You can check out some related videos right over here, and don't forget to subscribe to the Churchfront channel so you can continue to receive all of our latest content to help you grow yourself and grow your church.